I'm concerned about circumstances where businesses applied for a loan, received money, but actually saw no reduction in revenues at all and remain fully profitable. And I hear about those circumstances. I see them written about in various journals, and believe that given the fact that in the loan application you noted, quote, that this loan is necessary to support ongoing operations, that if a business did not see a reduction in revenue, that it should not qualify for forgiveness, that it should be maintained as a loan. Is that something which you think guidance can be provided on, or do you subscribe to that thought?
So, Senator Romney, thank you. And I personally had the opportunity to talk to you about these issues and many others. And I know that the revenue test was something that the committee actually considered when this was written at the time. And I think the general idea we had was so many people were going to be impacted by this that not to include the revenue test. Now, as I've said publicly, when we put in that certification, we thought that people would self-select appropriately. And unfortunately, there were a number of companies that were high profile that took the loans, and I publicly came out against that. We did get about $12 billion returned. I think to a large extent, it was from large public companies and some large sporting teams that I'm a big fan of. And I had many discussions with many people on this committee on a bipartisan basis about this test on the certification. We made a judgment that the majority of the small businesses, 98% by number, were under 2 million and most likely legitimately took it. So we issued a safe harbor. And on 2% of the loans that are the larger loans, we will do a review. Some of that will be an automated review, and we hope to have the proper balance on that. Away from that, there will be a more general audit just to make sure that there's not fraud and other things. But I look forward to speaking to you and others on this issue.
Thank you. Mr. Secretary, you noted in your opening comments that we expect a strong phased recovery in the third and fourth quarter, that there has been substantial cash resources of our consumers, and that we expect a dramatic improvement in quarter three and quarter four. So I'm puzzled by the statement that you make that we're going to need a stimulus to get the economy going again. I understand very much that there are going to be certain sectors of the economy, hospitality and so forth, that will need ongoing help, but there may be small businesses that will need help, and therefore we may want to extend the PPP program beyond the end of the month. But do you believe that we're going to need a stimulus, or is the economy poised to come back again with those outliers? Is the economy poised to come back without further stimulus?
Well, I said it's one of the things we want to consider, and the reason not to jump into CARES 4 is hopefully we won't need a CARES 5 and a CARES 6. I do think the economy is going to rebound significantly, but I'd also say there is still significant damage in parts of the economy. And we're going to consider using all of our fiscal tools, working with Congress to make sure that we restore this economy back to where it was and where it should be, and to make sure that the many Americans that still don't have jobs get back their jobs.